Hello, everyone. Today is a beautiful day. Actually, right now in Colorado, it's a snowy day. Today is snowing right now. It's beautiful. The snow is not much, but we're hoping to have a better amount of snow, today, and looking forward to it. So it's a little bit cold here, right now, and it's beautiful. God created all things for their season and their timing. And that's why life is very important and life is interesting because it comes with seasons, and the seasons makes it beautiful. I mean, I can just remember it was last month that, everybody was, I mean, people were doing whatever they wanted to do. The weather was good. It was hot. We're putting on the air condition at home. But right now we're putting on the heater. So, but it's a beautiful thing. So you're welcome to Life and Relationship Realities with Tolu Alabi. And we have an interesting topic today. And it's interesting because sometimes ago, that was like several years ago, because before I got to know about temperament, people would do things and I'll always be like, why are you like this? And I remember when I was growing up, and people at home will say, oh, Tolu, you talk too much, keep quiet, you talk too much. And the unfortunate thing that did was it took me to the extreme end where I didn't want to say anything. I felt I was always quiet and so on. Not like I was a quiet person. No, I was never really like a quiet person. But what probably happened then was maybe they didn't realize my temperament, that it's just me. It's the way that I'm wired. I like to talk. And when I was going to go to college, I said, oh, I want to read communication because I know that that is my gift. I didn't know I was going to be a pastor. No, I just wanted to study communication so that I can communicate effectively, so that I do not just talk, that I can talk properly and make impact with what I say. So that was when I started building on it. So some people are here, you're wondering, my husband is always like this, so he doesn't even know how to tell someone I love you. My husband is not even romantic, or my wife is not even romantic. She just want to go into a corner. She's always moody. And so we're going to be learning about the different temperaments today. Temperaments are our personality trait. And before I start talking about this temperament, I just want to say that what we're talking about today is dominant temperament. That means the major temperament. Over time, people change. Over time, people develop themselves. If you're a Christian or you're a religious person, a lot has probably changed about you because you're learning above your temperament to be a person of God, maybe like a Christ-centered person. If your temperament is like you can talk too much, maybe now you're allowing the Holy Spirit control you so that you don't talk as much as you usually would do of such temperament. But that does not erase your temperament, because your temperament, it's more like your DNA. That's your personality trait. That's the way you were born, but of course in our lives we get better, and some of the weaknesses of the traits can actually be dealt with. As we go on, we'll begin to see ourselves in the temperament that I'm about to talk about. Age also is a factor. Someone of 70 years old now cannot say, oh, maybe that is my trait. No, she may probably, or he may probably be able to relate that, yeah, when I was younger, I was more like this. So we're going to be talking about dominant temperament. Why do you do what you do? Why do you behave the way you behave? Why is it that you're just a person that don't like being around the crowd, and you're married to someone that love people, that love going out, let's have fun and so on, and the partner is always so frustrated? Oh, I really want to go out, I want to have fun. Why is my wife or my husband like this? She just want to stay indoors. We are wired differently. God created us in his own image, but with different flavors. And we're going to be talking about the strength of the um, temperament and the weaknesses that we can work on. So today I like to start with sanguine. Okay, these are all Greek words because the issue of temperament was actually founded by the Greek. And as we know, the Greek are they were that knowledgeable people, very intellectual people. They discovered a lot about knowledge, and that was why we're able to get the issue with temperament. I want to talk about sanguine first because I'll be talking more about myself. So I'm going to use different colors today for different temperaments. So for sanguine, I'm going to use yellow. So sanguine is yellow. You know what they say about yellow? Yellow just come brighten up things. It's not normal, for you to go maybe to a burial and somebody will be all dressed in yellow, especially if it's a burial of someone, maybe a younger person, maybe someone of 20-year-old died. You will not see someone dressed all in yellow because everybody will be like, what's she doing? Are we celebrating here? Yellow is the flying color, is the celebration color, is a joyful color, if you use that word. So that's what sanguine is. That is the trait, usually, of people that are sanguine. So what are the main traits? Sanguines are talkative. Like they talk, they are extreme. They are extrovert. Extrovert is people of the outside, people more of the outside. The sanguine wants to express themselves. Their heart is in their mouth. They are not going to say, I'm cold when I'm hot. They want to say, this is it, this is it. Sanguine wants to say everything. There are sometimes people that can be trustworthy in a way that whatever is in their heart, whether by mistake or intentionally, they will eventually say it out. Sanguine are people that when someone have offended them, they don't keep it in their heart and start thinking about it. Oh, this person. No, sanguine will say it there and then. You will see they are physical people. They are people that you can see expression on their face. You can see when they are happy. You can see when they are sad. You can see when they are not in tune with what you're saying, because it just shows. So those are sanguine. They are highly talkative. They are enthusiastic. I mean, the energy with sanguine is just high. My last son is a sanguine, is everywhere. When he was much younger, when he was about 9, 10, and I remember that I would tell him, I'll call his name, I'll say, sit down in one place. And he would be like, Mommy, I cannot sit. He wants to keep jumping around, and of course, his mouth. His brothers are always having issues with him because he will have talked before thinking. He will quickly have said something because sanguine are people of the moment, people of now. They react to things the way things are. They are the life of the party. When a sanguine gets into a place, I mean, the sanguine just turn the whole place. There is no door gathering with sanguine. Sanguine like people. They love to be around people. They know all the parties that are going on. They know who is getting married. They know whose birthday it is. They know they are friendly people. They thrive with relationship. And because they are very social, they are very good entertainers. If they get into entertainment industry, they get into these, they make people laugh, comedy. I mean, those are the trait of sanguine. They are bright. They see things from the bright side of life. Even if the weather, let's assume like as it is snowing in Colorado right now, and they can say, oh, let's go to this party. And someone is not that temperament will say, oh, but the weather is cold. I don't want to. And, a sanguine will quickly offer to like, oh, let me get you a jacket. Let's go. Oh, this is going to be interesting, and so on. So, and they are genuine people. They like people and they genuinely love people. They're emotional people. A sanguine is the one that will talk about how much they love. They're able to express themselves. They're able to express their emotion. So those are the trait of a sanguine. You can imagine sanguine marrying a person that does not like to talk much. So the sanguine is talking and talking and talking, and the other person is there. And sometimes the sanguine wants to say, "Oh, let's talk. What talk to? I'm the only one talking. What do you think? How was your day?" If you ask a sanguine, "How was your day?" you should be ready for a lot of details. Because a sanguine will tell you how the day started. A sanguine will tell you what exactly happened on his or her way going, what happened, who he or she met, all the things that happen, all the details of relationship. Sanguine are very good. They are full of life. That's who a sanguine is. But the problem, the weaknesses of a sanguine is, number one, they are superficial. There's no depth. A sanguine is just everywhere, 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 everywhere. They talk about this, about that, but they are not thoughtful about things. Sanguine will usually talk before they think, and that is not very good, because the truth about life is it's always good to meditate on what you want to talk about before you talk. So a sanguine, like I said, is a person that is superficial. They're not deep. And a sanguine is just a person of the moment, which sometimes it is not right for us to just be a person of the moment. There can be a lot to read. Relationships should get deeper. Relationships should get stronger, which is not really the habit of a sanguine. A sanguine can be great friends today, and when they move on, they have moved on, and so on like that. The second thing about weakness about sanguine is sanguine can be unreliable. That's why I said when you're a Christian, you work on those things. Sanguine can be unreliable. Sanguine, out of excitement, can say, oh, yes, I want to volunteer. I want to come like twice a week. I'm going to be volunteering. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow and everything. Oh, this is a wonderful course you want to do. I'd love to volunteer. I'm going to do that. You may not see a sanguine tomorrow, because other things in tomorrow have taken over, and a sanguine is not right there. So, but those are the things that a sanguine should work on, to say, when I've given my word, I have to stay at it. Be reliable, be consistent. A sanguine can say something, oh, this is my New Year resolution. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then you're seeing sanguine like 6 months down the lane, and you're saying, oh, that project you talk about, have you started? How is it going? And the sanguine say, oh, no, I'm not doing that again. It's another thing that I want to do. When you keep doing that, you're not going to be able to do much, in life and even in relationship. So reliability is very important in a relationship, because a relationship, especially like a relationship that is serious, that leads into marriage, is not something of the spur of the moment. A lot of people have gone into that like, oh, I'm in love with this person, and two sanguines, when they come together, yes, there's a lot of life and fun that comes with when two sanguine actually marry, because they're thinking about what they can do, what they can go, fun things, beautiful things. They want to be happy. But also, when they get into relationship, sanguine they can eventually say, oh, this relationship is not working, when there is no excitement. And of course, we know the relationship goes beyond excitement. That is the problem of a sanguine. A sanguine can quickly like, oh, the relationship is not working. Let's get a separation. Let's get a divorce. And then tomorrow she gets a divorce today. The next minute, a sanguine is in another relationship, you know. So that is a weakness that has to be worked on. We have to be committed. Commitment is something that is sanguine. Every sanguine will have to work on, because marriage is a place of commitment. Relationship is a place of commitment because they affect other people's heart. And then another thing with sanguine that is a weakness is they can be easily depressed. A sanguine has life, a sanguine wants to help, a sanguine wants to do this. And sometimes when there's no excitement, they can be bored very easily, and they feel very sad when they are bored. When they are bored, they can be really depressed, like nothing is happening. They are activity oriented people. So when there's no such fun activity, when there's nothing really going, they can be bored, and it can bring depression, which is not good. That's why when a sanguine is married and then the husband or the wife is saying, okay, let's take time, let's not spend money on this for now, let's try to save to this, and there's no fun like he or she usually are, they can start feeling depressed, and that can begin to affect their partner, because usually when people are depressed, a lot of things, come with it. Another thing with sanguine is, when their bubbles are busted, they also can show emotions. A sanguine can cry. I remember yesterday, my boys, we decided to play Ludo. It's a game that is played in Nigeria specifically. It's a board game. And so we were playing, it has 4 houses, and each of us and we'll have to keep going around till we exhaust our 4, what is it called? I'm trying to say the thing. That's when you win. And he saw that my last son saw that he wasn't winning. And he started feeling dull already, because everything was not working in his way. It started with, oh, I put this dice on and I got double 6. That is wonderful. And he was all excited. And and then he got stuck. He needed to get a 6 to come out of his house. And then he was not getting the 6 after like 4 rolls. And he started going down. And by the time we were done, he had ended up crying. That's a sanguine. When you marry to a sanguine, you have to know that this is who this person is, and not try to bring them down like, oh, you're always out there, oh, you're always excited, oh, you're always. It's good to appreciate, because a sanguine will give you the enthusiasm that you need in life. They are people that will spur you into fulfilling your destiny, into helping you. So a sanguine is good. When you have children that are sanguine, don't bring them down. Try to bring out the positive aspect of who they are. Learn their temperament. Okay, a sanguine is a talkative. I'm helping my son to say, okay, you can talk, but why don't we talk this way? Why don't we express things in your heart this way? It's not every time you talk, because those are the things I've learned as a sanguine, to know that you cannot always talk. I'm a pastor. People keep secret with me. So I cannot always be talking and talk about secret. So you have to learn that is what a sanguine is about. Then the next one I want to talk. So that is a sanguine. A sanguine is yellow. So the next temperament that I want to talk about, that's the second temperament that I have. They are red. Red, red, red. And that does not mean that this temperament really like red. No. But for me, I actually noticed that the sanguine and this temperament are dominant in my family, in my mother's family. A lot of people have this particular temperament. And so this temperament is red. The temperament is choleric. Choleric are born leaders. They are bossy people. They like to boss people around. It's not because they want to do it, but it's their temperament. This temperament actually feel that they know like better. They are very sincere. They are very strict. This is it. This is it. And sometimes it looks as if, okay, I'm the one that is right because I'm very sincere. I'm very straight. They are straight people. One of the things I said about choleric, they are born leaders. One of the things I said about choleric is actually that choleric people are people that majority of all the dictatorship leaders, those are, I hope I got that right, those are lead like Hitler, Adolf Hitlers, and all of those people that ruled, that were dictators. Those people that were dictators that will say you have to do this, they want to change the world, they want the world to go in their way, even like cruel leaders. Majority of them are actually choleric, because the weakness of choleric is choleric can be manipulative. You have to follow. Choleric are born leaders. I will not use the word leaders really for that part. I will use rulers. People that are rulers. Choleric wants to like take this cup there, and they want the cup there, And so the good thing about choleric is when they are trained, when they are conscious of themselves, when they allow the Spirit of God lead them, choleric are great leaders. They are great leaders. They have the ability to influence positively. Choleric also helps people. They are people that will help another person. Oh, do you want to be this? They help people to be who they can be. That's why they are great leaders. They help people. Choleric too are enthusiastic. It's just that choleric are not necessarily talkatives. No, choleric can make jokes, yes, but they also are calm. They are more calm than sanguine. You can actually be a sanguine choleric. You can have the two traits. That's why someone like me that is also a sanguine, I'm a people person. I love people. I love to help people. But I'm not the kind of person that like going out to, let's go to every party, let's do all of that. I'm not that kind of a person. If I find myself in a party, I will do very well. I'll relate with everyone. I'll be fine, be jovial and everything. But I'm not the kind of person that would naturally go out oh, I'll have a party. Yeah, I would rather stay at home than go for a party. But choleric can be like that. Choleric are more calm than sanguine. They talk less than sanguine. They want to be around families and all the things. Choleric always want to plan. Let's plan to do this. They don't like unorganized things. Sanguines are not usually organized. They are just everywhere. They can be scattered everywhere. Sometimes when you enter into the room of a sanguine, you can know that this is a sanguine, because number one, they will have plenty clothes because they are outward people. So they want to have good clothes. They want to have a nice house. They want people's impression about them to be great. And so, but a choleric sometimes is like that, but not all about that. Choleric are wonderful leaders, and they are people that you can rely on. They are dynamic too. They are active. They are very active too. They are also extrovert. They are not the indoor people. No, they are also outside. They are they are able to think very well. They are quick thinker. Choleric are intelligent. They can give ideas. They can give these. They are self-confident. A choleric believes in himself or herself, believes in their abilities, and so on. And they are very independent-minded people. When you see a choleric does not like to depend on another person or to call somebody. A choleric will not usually call somebody to come help them do. In a team, choleric are not the best of people in a team, except when they are leading it. They like to have control at all times. When a choleric is raising children, they are more strict. They are more strict. They are not emotional people. Choleric sometimes may not even be emotional, like I'm in love or I'm not in love. Those are sanguine are very good at that. So, and if you're choleric sanguine, you have that as well. But choleric people are very, very strict. When they have children, they can say, okay, this is the breakfast is this, lunch is this, dinner is this, you have snack at this particular time. A sanguine can break it. A sanguine can make a timetable today, but you'll be sure that after a day or two, the timetable is completely scattered. She's put on something else. A choleric is a leader. The issue comes when choleric and sanguine actually marry. They can work together in a way, but if choleric is a woman, it makes it more challenging because she's going to want to control. She's going to want to be bossy. And if the man does not understand that, it can create an issue. Choleric are not people that get into so many relationships. No, especially if they're a woman, because they want to control. And if the man is a man that is conscious that I'm the leader of this one, sometimes they have problems. When I got married, and before I got married, I've realized that I'm sanguine and choleric. I have the two traits. Long before I got married, I allowed the Spirit of God to control me to say that it shouldn't always be like that. You should not always try to control. No. And I learned before I got married to say, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. The Bible expects me to be submissive. Submissive does not mean that I deny myself or my personality. No. Submission for me is something that you put under control, to say that even though I can do this, but I decide to put those opinion under control. And when I got married, my husband is not choleric, is not a sanguine. And then I have to learn that, okay, I have to be submissive to make this marriage work. So even sometimes the things that I know, I'll just ask him, oh, sweetheart, what about this? What do you think about it? That actually was helping me to be more, because choleric are people that if you don't understand them, they look proud, very proud people, because choleric does not accept defeat. No, choleric does not accept failure. They always have to win. They are goal-oriented people. They are who you will say a goal-getter, which is good to achieve goals, because that has helped me in ministry. When I set my eyes on something for the kingdom of God, I go all the way out. Whatever it takes me, everything righteous that it takes me, I'll achieve it. When I'm given a task to do, the choleric in me go all out to see the job done. Even though sometimes the sanguine in me start dragging, procrastinating, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it after tomorrow. But choleric are actually strong personality. They are not personality that you can throw down and say, oh, I don't even see that he or she exists. No, wherever they get to, you will know them. Cholerics are people that you say, oh, this person is so proud, because they talk with audacity. They talk with authority, whether they are male, whether they are female. So the thing is, if you want to have a beautiful relationship as a choleric, you have to consider the other person. It's not just you. Choleric are good when they work alone, or like I said, when they work with a team, but they are the leader of the team. But even at that, people that don't, if choleric does not, if they're not conscious of certain things, they become bossy. Oh, you get this done. Oh, you do this. Oh, you do that. The Bible said in Genesis, God has not created one person to dominate another person. No. He said, dominate the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, all the things, all the animals that are creeping, all the things on the earth, not on another person. So a choleric needs to be, and when a choleric marries a choleric, ego comes together. Their egos start pulling. They begin to like, oh no, you cannot. Okay, this is my word. I've said this have to be, this have to be. So those are weaknesses of choleric when two choleric marry. But when you understand your temperament and your weaknesses and you start working on them, it brings beautiful relationship, because every of this temperament are the major thing. If there is no choleric in the family, sometimes things don't really get done as to achievement. Because you don't live in a life where you're going to sit down. I always say something. If God did not create the heavens and the earth, if it's like other temperament, it will probably still be making stars by now. Maybe it would not have gotten to creating human being. There are times in life when you have to rise up and really go get something and really go move something and really like not just sit down and be inside. So those are the traits of choleric. Choleric are wonderful people, and they can be bossy, they can be proud, they can have ego. Those are the weaknesses of choleric, which as a Christian, you can work on those things and it can help you. Sometimes you don't even know, because one of the things with choleric is they don't really kind of see themselves very well, and they give excuse for the things they do. And if you tell choleric that you're not bringing everybody along, you want to do it yourself, a choleric will be, but I'm bringing everybody along. They can't see, and of course, cholerics are more about themselves, which is the common thing about all of the four traits. Selfishness, which every individual needs to deal with, but choleric are actually more of those ones. So they are also quick to get angry. When choleric is help people and helped people and help people, and the choleric feel that, oh, people are not helping me, people are not standing by me, people are not standing for me, a choleric gets quickly angry. Cholerics have quick temper, very, very quick temper. But the good thing about choleric is they don't also keep things in their heart, like, oh, unforgiveness. Yeah, choleric, they have some of those traits too, but normally choleric will flare out in anger when something is done, and it should be out with normal choleric, except they have other temperaments that are connected with this. Choleric, like I said too, they can be unemotional, unlike other things. So the next one I want to talk about is phlegmatic. Phlegmatic, I'm using green for phlegmatic because they are wonderful people. A phlegmatic is calm. A phlegmatic is what you would use when you're using cool, calm, and collected. That's a phlegmatic. A phlegmatic is easygoing. They are people that you literally have to push for them to do things. They are low energy people. If I'm going to be that it is, phlegmatic have slow nature, slow energy. They take their time. They want to do things. They are taking their time to do it. Or if a phlegmatic marries a sanguine, then that's another issue on its own, because a sanguine is an active, oh, let's do this. Okay, what about getting into real estate? Let's do that. But a phlegmatic will like, okay, let me think about it. I'll take a decision. Because another problem with phlegmatic is they don't quickly take decision, and they find it difficult to make up their minds. A phlegmatic will see a girl. The girl is beautiful. He wants to marry. he will like the girl. But then the phlegmatic, because they are slow and they reflect on things, which is a good side, the phlegmatic is thinking, is he really the person? Is she really the person I should marry? Should I take my time, or should we give this relationship a time? If a phlegmatic has the ability to say, oh, we're getting married and propose, and then tomorrow a phlegmatic can come back and say, you know, I think that we're taking this thing too fast. Can we slow down a little, and so on? And the negative side of that, or the weakness, is that a phlegmatic can actually lose something beautiful in with indecision. Like, oh, you can't make up their mind. A phlegmatic have seen a beautiful house that they can buy and they can move into, and is saying, okay, let me reflect on it about 2 or 3 days. And by the time they get there, the house has been sold. When a sanguine marry a phlegmatic, which happens a lot, because sometimes you attract your opposite. When a choleric marries a phlegmatic, they will always be clashing. But when they understand their traits and work on it, it helps. My husband, I consider my husband to be a phlegmatic. He has other traits with phlegmatic. You know, phlegmatic people, at some point in my marriage, I told my husband, I said, you know what? You are very good with education, because phlegmatic are like that. They take their time. They are people person. They are not like, like people person. They don't want crowd. They are okay with the family, with the face that they know, but they are not usually the party going. They are introverts. They are not the party going. In fact, a lot of people mistake phlegmatic with melancholy. When someone is quiet, people will say, this person is a melancholy. No, melancholy, they are different temperament. Though they seem the same, just like choleric and sanguine have some things in common, in that they are extrovert, in that they are outward people, in that they want to do things and get things done, but phlegmatic is different. Phlegmatic are very good. We need phlegmatic because they are deep people. They don't quickly take decisions. They want to think through things, which sanguine does not have. Sanguine can quickly do things. They can either make mistake or get it right. But a phlegmatic wants to take enough time to do it. Phlegmatic people can sleep while sitting down. They usually say that sleep regenerates a phlegmatic. That's why it looks as if they are inactive, like this person. But the truth is, they are reliable. When a phlegmatic is committed to something, they will see it through. The abilities that sanguine don't have. Sanguine can quickly get over things. So I was saying about in my family, I told my husband, I said, you take the children. You can easily take, and so on. Even though another thing about phlegmatic is they can get angry. When they get angry, their anger can be destructive. That's the thing with a phlegmatic. A phlegmatic is somebody that you see like, oh, this man is so quiet, this man is so gentle, this man is easygoing, he does not do. And then you hear things like, this man killed his wife. And you're wondering, where is that coming from? Or this man is abusive. And most times when people don't understand this trait, they'll say, oh, maybe the wife provoked him. No. A phlegmatic does not have to be provoked on the things outside. A phlegmatic can be provoked within himself. Let's say something when you see like a woman is doing well, a choleric, they want to get to the top of the mountain, and so if choleric wants to achieve this, want to achieve that, sometimes when a phlegmatic is not achieving, they are not the outside people, but anybody can be jealous. When a phlegmatic is jealous, it begins to create internal issue because they process things in their inside. and it begins to process things in the inside. That anger on the inside, when the pressure gets to the brain, they can do something really nasty. That's why people will be like, but you are not, it doesn't look it. Why is it like that? So when I told my husband, I said, do the children's school, I will take care of our social life. The reason is because a phlegmatic is not a social person, not at all. A phlegmatic is inside, is to himself, is an introvert, like I said. One of the things that when I got married, I'm a kind of, I love to help people. And so I'm that kind of person that will be like, oh, do you go to school? Okay, how much is your school fees? I want to quickly, even when those people don't sometimes have needs and they are lying, I'm the kind of person that wants to give my lunch to someone. I'll be happy, even without eating, I'll be happy that that person is eating food. That gives me fulfillment. But one of the things that a phlegmatic, my husband, helped to do is to say, don't just be a spur of the moment to say, oh, I want to do this for this person. Have you checked, does that person truly needs it? Phlegmatic helps to put balance in things. And so if you don't understand your partner, if they are phlegmatic or they're sanguine, a phlegmatic will not see the sense in why a sanguine wants to go for everybody's wedding. A phlegmatic does not see the sense why you want to keep helping everybody. Are you the Mother Teresa? No, a phlegmatic is not like that. They are reserved. They are very good with money management and so on. When a phlegmatic owes money, they keep the money very well. They are the one that can say, okay, I love this for this. I was talking with one of my sisters just this morning, and she got a job that she's being paid weekly. And so I said, also they pay you twice a month, and she said no, they pay us weekly. And in my mind I was already thinking, oh, somebody like me, that will get the money weekly, I will not be able to do things. How will I be able to pay rent? Because definitely the whole thing will have been gone that same week. How do I put it together to get rent? But a phlegmatic knows how to put these things together. Even when they are being paid weekly, a phlegmatic knows that I can't touch this, I can't touch that, I can't do this. And they are also peacemaker. It's not every phlegmatic that is like that, but majority of phlegmatic are peacemaker because they are calm. They are calm and they will be like, okay, let's talk about this. But they are not the talking people. But if there are two issues with people, they can talk. Another weakness with phlegmatic is they do not really talk. And so you don't know what is inside of a phlegmatic. A phlegmatic, I said they represent, I use green for them. A phlegmatic, you don't really know what is inside of them. And that can be dangerous. A phlegmatic can be bitter. They can be bitter with somebody. They can have a sanguine will quickly say what is on their mind. But a choleric too will say things on their mind because they are extrovert. A phlegmatic keep things in their heart. They can easily get depressed and you don't know what is it. A sanguine wife will be wondering, what happened now? What did I say? They also have the ability to interpret things differently. A sanguine can use a word that does not hurt anything, that does not mean anything, but it can mean a lot to a phlegmatic, and they can be withdrawn to themselves. Instead of coming out to say, oh, what you said this, can we talk about it? A phlegmatic will be withdrawn. Phlegmatics are very traditional and conservative. They are conservative. A sanguine also, wants to do, oh, this is what is happening right now. A sanguine quickly wants to do it. But a phlegmatic have a pattern that they have followed. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be forevermore. If you have a pastor that is a sanguine, then every suggestions about what we can do in the church will not fly with a phlegmatic leader. When your wife is phlegmatic, when the husband is saying, "Oh, let's get something else, let's get," no, a phlegmatic wants to hold on to what they have. That's why a phlegmatic can tell you and say, "Oh, this television, we bought it 20 years ago." He or she is still keeping it. They are comfortable with the whole things, with the way things should go. They are like that. And that can be helpful to a sanguine that will want to. A phlegmatic will hardly buy new phone every year it comes out. That's not a phlegmatic. But a sanguine can be changing phone. "Oh, what's the phone that is out now? Oh, it's S20 on Samsung. That's the one I want to get." And then they can see, "Oh, that's iPhone 12. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is," because they are out people. A sanguine will go get it. A phlegmatic can use a Nokia in those days, like when phones started coming out. That's what a phlegmatic wants to do. They are natural people. So how do? You sit down, understand the person's temperament, understand each other's temperament, and say, what are the areas where we're clashing? Let's work at it. One of the things that I wanted to say something about phlegmatic that I really don't want to forget. I've said it that they also they get angry very easily. They get angry. When they get angry, it can be very, very bad. That's why sometimes when you've been doing something to a phlegmatic, you can be keeping quiet. She'll be keeping quiet. You'll feel like, oh, she's calm. She's there. But when she bursts out in anger, it can be destructive. Some people have wives that are sanguine. They are choleric. And they're like, "My wife is not even," see other women. There was a man sometimes ago that is a family that we became family friends. And then the husband will always tell the wife and said, "Don't you see, Pastor Tolu? Don't you see? She wants to do, she'll take care of the house, she'll take care of the children. She's doing so many things at the same time, and she's doing them effectively." And I had to tell the man, I said, "Your wife's temperament is different. She's loving. People can be loving. Sanguine is loving. Melancholy is loving. Phlegmatic is loving. Those are not traits. Those are everything. She's loving." I said, "Your wife is not like that. She's a reserved person. She's the phlegmatic. It's going to take her time for you to convince her for things to move." A phlegmatic will want to move really from the location that they have been used to, the things that they have been used to, the lifestyle that they have been used to. They are conservative. And so they stay on that. But the beauty, like I said earlier, they are very stable. Very, very stable. There are people that it can take them time to get into relationship because they don't know, should I get in, should I? But when they get into relationship, they are able to maintain relationship. Of course, people can have bad character. If a phlegmatic that has bad character coming, it will also not be able to do relationship. Phlegmatic are very, very faithful, and they are loyal people. You will hardly find phlegmatic cheating on their wife. Please note very well, that does not mean that phlegmatic cannot cheat. They can cheat on their wife, on their husband. Anybody can cheat. But because they are committed and they are loyal, they tend to be able to stay more. Unlike maybe sanguine man or choleric women. Well, maybe I feel that I shouldn't feel that it's only men that cheat. That's not right. That's not true. But the thing with phlegmatic is they will hardly show emotions. So a phlegmatic does not know how to go around. I'm the kind of person that can move around. My sweetheart, my beast, I want to love. I want to be loved. I want someone to tell me, like, "Oh, I love you." I want my husband to be able to say beautiful things, lovely things, romantic things, but phlegmatics are not like that. So the thing that if you are a phlegmatic, Romance is needed in your family. So what do you do? If you don't know how to say it, can you write it? Can you get a card and express yourself to your wife? You can keep buying cards each week. You can send text messages. If you don't know, phlegmatic will not quickly think about love words to say, because they are not people that will usually watch movies. If a phlegmatic watch movies, they will usually be watching war movies, or you showing a program about somebody how to build a home, how to build a house, they are great engineers and so on like that. Phlegmatic, they are great also with science, they are great with things. So they are not the one that will watch romantic movies. So you have to help one another, especially when you're a man, you are a phlegmatic, even a woman. Try to show certain emotion. You can learn it. All those things can be learned, because over the time, with the help of God and knowledge, I've been able to move from just being a sanguine or choleric to be able to have some of this trait in that phlegmatics are, that melancholy are, because they are helpful and they can be good. So green is representing phlegmatic. So the last group of people I want to talk about, they are the melancholy. I said earlier on, melancholy can be mistaken for phlegmatic because both of them are introvert. Just like sometimes people can't define between sanguine and choleric. Sanguines are not usually like leaders. They are great followers. If you tell a sanguine, yesterday I was talking to a person that I consider to be melancholy, and I was telling her, I said, you have a team, he's a leader. I said, you have a team that have sanguine. I said, instead of stressing yourself out, give the sanguine the task. Sanguine loves to have tasks. Oh, what are we going to do? Okay, let's do it. Sometimes they don't even sit down to hear the details. That's the problem. They want to fly to start doing. They are the doing people. So melancholy are also very quiet. They are introvert. They are people that are really, really quiet. When you're talking about the Microsoft, we're talking about Bill Gates. Bill Gates, as people like that are example. Disclaimer, I'm not saying Bill Gates is a melancholy, but I'm saying that people like that, people that will give details to Microsoft, engineering, computer things, those people that give their mind to details, those are melancholy. A melancholy is a detailed person. A melancholy is a processed person. They get something, they get a project, they probably want to sleep over it. A sanguine is already, oh, we can start today. We can start today. No. A melancholy want to think through it. Melancholy people are very intelligent because they sit down to think about things. Phlegmatic also think through things, but melancholy people have more time to think about things. They process things. A melancholy will see something and say, no, this thing is not going to work, because they will have thought through the process of that thing. Melancholy are introvert. They are not active people. Or whatever they give themselves to do, they rise up to do it. While a phlegmatic can be sleeping and sleeping, a melancholy can rise up and work. The thing about melancholy is they thrive more with work that they don't have to do together with people. They thrive more with work that they have to do alone. Now there is a lot of home work going on, like people working at home. Wow, it's not very good for sanguine that want to see all the people around him or her. A melancholy is a solo person. When they say work in the house, that is a very, very good thing for melancholy, because they are deep and thoughtful. They are analytical. They are genius. They are talented, people. They are self-sacrificing. A melancholy is not the one that will rush into something. Melancholy will be like, phlegmatic will be like, okay, we can create peace. But a melancholy is like, if that makes you happy, go ahead and do it. Melancholy will let go, but they are not people person. Like I said, when a melancholy meets someone that he wants to marry, it's always difficult for a melancholy to even approach a lady or to get into a relationship because they are not relational person. They are not relational people, sorry. When a melancholy marry, it can be tough. If the wife is sanguine, the wife should be able to understand that this is my husband and not push that person. Marriage is beautiful when you understand one another and you standing for one another and you let everybody have their space, even though working together but respecting each other person's space. Melancholy like that. Melancholy are not usually when you make them to say, let's go to this party. If they want to go, you should leave a melancholy. Sometimes we have melancholy children and we're like, why are you always at home? I'm not going to allow you to stay at home. You have to come out to people. We should not feel, because in our personality tree is our strength. Those are the things that help us be who we are. So, but the thing about melancholy is they can be moody. You're wondering, 1 minute a melancholy is laughed, the next minute is withdrawn to himself. Okay, let me quickly say something about melancholy and phlegmatic that is also connected. A phlegmatic likes to crack dry jokes. Their jokes, you only laugh to their jokes because you are around them. And then they can keep saying one particular joke over and over and over and over. And they are usually the first people to laugh at such jokes. Phlegmatic and melancholy are very good people when on a normal scale. They are into themselves. The weakness is that they process things in themselves. And sometimes things that look innocent to everyone can be offensive to a melancholy. So they keep into themselves and they do things, based on what they think. They are schedule-oriented people. A melancholy have, because they are detailed people, they have the things, they go to their home, all the diet things, they can be very strict at that. They are very good instructor as well. And so they can be very good with, okay, I'm on diet, this is what I eat in the morning, this amount of fruit, amount of that has much vitamins and so on. Okay, later in the afternoon, I want to take just protein, and they are very detailed, finicky people. Those are people that are melancholy. And melancholy, because they can be moody, they can be depressed. When a melancholy is depressed, it becomes really hard because they are self-motivating people. Melancholy don't really need much people. Another weakness with melancholy is they feel guilty very easily. Oh, maybe I'm the one that made this person feel like this. Maybe I'm the one that made this person feel like this. Melancholy also can enjoy being hurt. That actually sounds like, how can somebody enjoy being hurt? They would rather take the pain. They would rather take the hurt. And it goes inside of them. Melancholy people they can have self-pity. It goes, the hurt and the pain goes inside of them, and it creates a place of comfort inside of them because it makes them have the self-pity, and they sit down and so on like that. The melancholy don't accept people easily. It takes time for a melancholy to have friends. It takes time for them to relate with other people. Melancholy can get married, and in their honeymoon, a melancholy can have the book, because phlegmatic and melancholy like solitude place. So they read a lot. So a melancholy can have book and take book for honeymoon. That is a melancholy. It can take a book to read during honeymoon when a sanguine or choleric is already saying, oh, I want to do this. So how, in all of this, how do we work it out? You can marry, it's always even good for if sanguine to marry a melancholy, because the melancholy gives her the space that he or she needs. You want to go to the party, go. The only issue is melancholy, sanguine are people person. So is the people in our home that she would drag first. And then that can be a problem to a melancholy. So understanding your trait matters a lot. Know who you are, know who your partner is, and help them to find a balance. But our personality does not give room for us to be bad. It does not give room for us to misbehave. You can't say, oh, because I'm a sanguine, that's the way I talk. That is not right. The Bible said in Romans chapter 8, verse 14, as many that are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. So it's not just our trait that leads us, but the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God helps you to control your mouth. The Bible talks about controlling our tongue. So you ask God for the grace that, God, I want to use my tongue for the right thing. People sometimes feel like in my house, like, you are a sanguine, so why is the sanguine will talk anyhow to their husband? I said, those are traits that you have to learn. You shouldn't talk anyhow to your husband or to your wife because you feel you are a sanguine. No. If you control your tongue at your place of work, it's good to control at home so that there can be peace in the relationship. So I just want to say, as a melancholy, once you have decided to marry, then you cannot all be about yourself. You have to learn relationship skill. You have to learn how to express love to one another. If you're a phlegmatic, you want to be slow and so on like that, you can be. But once in a while, do something spontaneous. It's going to make your partner be happy. If a phlegmatic marries a phlegmatic, Holy Spirit help them. They will hardly want to achieve much because they don't want stress. Phlegmatic do not like stress. And so when you're a sanguine, you marry a phlegmatic, you're probably going to be having a lot of issues because you feel like, don't you even want to stand up and do anything? You just want to sit down there, just the job we're doing. Whereas phlegmatic, a sanguine can do 3 jobs. A phlegmatic is comfortable with this one. Let me just be. Let me take my time. But we can all work together, because what is most important is for us to have the Spirit of God, for us to have understanding, for us to love one another, know how to express love to one another, and be good. So today I believe that you have been blessed. Please share this video with other people. It's going to save a marriage. It's going to save a relationship. It's going to save a life. It's not all about it I've talked today. I've only talked based on our time. There is more. There's this place that I actually learned the thing that I feel that I wish somebody can write it. I learned a lot about it. It's in a book. Okay, they say 5 basic temperaments. If you Google 5 basic temperament.weebly.com, you learn a lot about it. 5 temperaments dot Weebly. Weebly is WEEBLY.com. So you can go there to learn. It will help you to not push your children too much when they have certain temperament, and if they have phlegmatic or so, how you can help them to achieve. If they are even sanguine, how you can help them not to be too active in a negative way, how they can convert that activity, being active or being able to speak into a positive way. I pray that God, I believe that God has blessed you, and I pray that God keeps your relationship and God keep your marriage. Next week, I have an interesting guest that will be coming on Life and Relationship Realities with Tolu Alabi. For now, God bless you. Bye for now. Bye-bye.